Hello, welcome to SteadyStep English.
Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here.
I am so glad you have chosen to join our deep dive today.
Yes, welcome.
As always, this is a place where we do not rush.
We do not hurry.
Exactly. We take our time to understand every word, every nuance, and every idea.
Learning a language takes patience.
It really does. Yeah. Before we begin, I invite you to get comfortable.
Relax your shoulders.
Unclench your jaw. Take a deep breath in.
And let it out.
Today, we're going to focus on learning clearly and calmly.
That is the best state of mind for absorbing new information.
Now, today we have a very practical and honestly a slightly urgent topic to discuss.
Yes, it is quite urgent for a lot of people.
It affects almost every professional listening to this who might be looking for a new opportunity.
Anyone searching for a job.
Right. We are looking at the modern world of job hunting. Specifically, we are looking at the resume, or the CV.
The most important document in your career.
And I want to start by asking you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself.
A difficult question.
Yes. Did a computer write your resume?
Well, that is the big question right now.
It is everywhere.
And you are right to ask that. If we look at the data, for many people today, the answer is yes.
Yes, they did use a computer.
They are using artificial intelligence, tools like ChatGPT or Claude, to write their CVs.
Because it is so easy.
Right. It feels like magic. You click a button and the work is done.
So fast.
But I have to start this conversation with a warning.
A warning.
Yes. If you rely on a computer to write for you, you might be sabotaging your own career.
Sabotaging. That is a strong word.
It is.
That means you are actively destroying your chances.
Precisely.
Usually, we are told that technology is an advantage. We use spell check. We use grammar tools.
Right. Those are helpful.
So why is this different? Today, our mission in this deep dive is to understand that difference.
It is a crucial distinction.
We want to help you use technology without losing your personality.
Without becoming a robot yourself.
Exactly. We need to find the balance between a professional document and a human connection.
That balance is everything.
So let us look at the danger first. Why is this AI tool hurting candidates?
Well, it comes down to a concept we call the AI trap.
The AI trap.
Yes. You have to understand the modern environment. When you apply for a job today, a human being is almost never the first person to read your application.
A machine reads it first.
Right. Companies use software, often called applicant tracking systems.
ATS for short.
Yes, ATS.
Yeah.
And these systems are evolving quickly. They now use detection tools.
Detection tools. So is it like a security guard checking your ID at the door?
Exactly like that. These tools analyze the text to determine authorship.
Who wrote it?
Right. Did a human write this, or did a machine generate it?
And how do they decide?
There is a specific threshold that many recruiters talk about, 40% detection.
40% detection. Let us clarify that for our listeners. What does that actually mean in practice?
It means the software analyzes your sentences, it looks for patterns.
What kind of patterns?
AI writes in a very predictable way. It uses certain word combinations over and over again.
I see.
So if the software decides that 40% or more of your text follows those artificial patterns, it flags the resume.
It marks it as artificial.
Yes, it marks it as fake.
Right.
And in many competitive companies, if that happens, the candidate is eliminated immediately.
Eliminated. Just like that.
Yes. The hiring manager, the human being, will never even see your name.
That is frightening.
Ah.
You could be the perfect person for the job. But because you used a tool to help write the summary, you are invisible.
Completely invisible.
But let me play devil's advocate for a moment.
Sure.
Why do companies care? If the AI writes a beautiful, grammatically correct sentence, isn't that a good thing?
You would think so.
Why does it matter who actually wrote the words?
That is the core of the issue. It isn't about grammar. It is about trust.
Trust.
Yes. Hiring a new employee is a massive risk. Managers want to know who you are.
They want to know the real person.
Exactly. They need to believe that the words on the paper represent the person who will actually walk into the office.
That makes sense.
If the resume feels fake or if it feels like a robot wrote it, they lose trust in you. They assume you cannot communicate for yourself.
I see. It is about authenticity.
Authenticity is key.
If I cannot write my own introduction, can I be trusted to write an important email to a client?
That is exactly what the manager is thinking.
So what does this fake writing look like? How does the computer know?
There are specific fingerprints that AI leaves behind.
Fingerprints.
Yes. One major mistake is what we call the wall of text.
The wall of text.
This happens when a candidate copies a full, long paragraph from an AI tool directly into their summary.
Just copy and paste.
Right. It sounds smooth, the grammar is technically perfect, but it feels flat.
It lacks a heartbeat. It lacks the messiness of a real human voice.
Precisely. And then there are the cliches.
Cliches.
These are phrases that the AI loves to use because it has seen them millions of times on the internet.
Like what?
Phrases like results-driven professional or passionate about leveraging synergies.
Results-driven professional. I feel like I see that on every resume I have ever reviewed.
It is everywhere.
It sounds professional, but it actually says nothing about the person.
Right. If everyone is results-driven, then no one is special.
It just becomes background noise.
It makes your resume look like a template. But there is a darker side to this AI trap. We need to talk about manipulation.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
That implies you are trying to trick someone.
Yes.
What are candidates doing?
Desperation leads to bad decisions. Some candidates try to hack the software.
Hack the ATS.
Yes. A common trick is called invisible text.
How does that work?
They will type a long list of keywords, words like project management, coding, sales,
Okay.
and then they change the font color to white.
Oh. So the background is white and the text is white.
Exactly. The human eye cannot see it.
But the computer scans it.
Yeah.
And the computer thinks, wow, this person has all these skills.
That is the logic behind the trick. But it is incredibly dangerous.
Because they get caught.
Yes. Modern systems are smart. They can detect hidden text instantly.
And what happens then?
When a recruiter sees that you tried to hide text to cheat the system, what does that say about your character?
It says you are dishonest, and just like that, you are rejected.
Immediately rejected.
So no tricks. We must be honest.
Always.
But I want to go back to the writing style. You mentioned that AI writing is smooth.
Yes.
I got my students to practice their grammar. I tell them to aim for perfection. Are you saying perfection is bad?
That is what we call the polished problem.
The Polish problem.
No, you should not make grammar mistakes on purpose. Correct English is necessary. But AI writing is often perfect but empty.
Perfect but empty.
It uses fancy abstract nouns to hide the fact that there is no real information. It is like a beautiful box with nothing inside.
Can you give us an example of perfect but empty?
Sure, an AI might write something like, demonstrated exceptional leadership capabilities by orchestrating complex workflows to optimize departmental synergy.
Wow. That sounds very expensive. But I have no idea what that person actually did.
Exactly. It sounds like a marketing brochure, not a record of work.
It is too polished.
And there is a bigger risk with AI. We call it hallucinations.
Hallucinations. Usually that means seeing things that are not there.
Right.
How does a computer hallucinate?
AI text generators are designed to predict the next word in a sentence.
Like autocomplete on a phone?
Yes. Sometimes, to make the sentence flow beautifully, they simply invent facts.
They made things up.
Yes. If you ask an AI to rewrite your resume, it might decide to add a skill you do not have.
That is dangerous.
It might say you managed a massive project that you never worked on just because it fits the pattern of the text.
That is a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
Imagine going to an interview. The manager asks, tell me about this project.
And you have no idea what they're talking about.
You would be so embarrassed. And you certainly would not get the job.
Never. If a resume is too polished but lacks real evidence, the employer feels suspicious. They want to see the real work.
This feels like a difficult path to walk. We want to use technology to help us save time,
They do.
but we don't want to sound fake. So what is the solution? Should we throw away our computers and write with a pen and paper?
No. We do not need to go back to the Stone Age. Technology is still a useful tool.
Okay.
But we must change the relationship. Think of the computer as your assistant, not the author.
The assistant, not the author.
You are the boss. The computer helps you brainstorm, but you make the final decisions.
I like that framing. I am the boss of my resume. So how do we execute this? How do we add the human touch that the software and the humans are looking for?
We do it with specific evidence. The most powerful weapon you have against the AI trap is numbers.
Numbers. Why are numbers so effective?
Because AI is generally bad at specific personal data unless you provide it yourself.
Ah, I see.
An AI writes opinions. A human writes facts. For example, instead of writing strong leadership skills, which is an opinion, right? Trained 6 new staff members in 2 months.
I see the difference. Strong leadership is a vague idea. Trained 6 staff is a picture. I can visualize you sitting with those 6 people.
Exactly. It anchors the text in reality. Here is another example.
All right.
Instead of saying improved efficiency, which is a total cliche, you could say reduced invoice processing errors by 18%.
That is much stronger. It shows the real result of your work. It answers the question, so what?
Correct. Another way to sound human is to name your tools.
Name your tools.
Don't just say computer skills. AI says computer skills. You should name the specific software. Name the platforms.
So be specific.
Yes. If you used SAP for accounting, write SAP. If you used Python to build a script, write Python.
These small, rough details prove you actually did the work.
They are proof.
What about the verbs we use? In English, we have so many verb tenses, it can be confusing for learners.
Yes, it can be.
Which one is best for a resume to sound active and direct?
For a resume, simplicity is strength. The best choice is the past simple tense.
Past simple.
It creates a clear timeline. It is strong and direct. Words like managed, led, built, solved.
Managed, led, built. These are power words. They show action.
Yes, they do. And avoid the passive voice. Don't say, a project was managed by me. Say, I managed the project.
Much better.
Finally, there is one more step for the human touch. You must do a truth check.
A truth check. What does that involve?
It involves using your ears. You must read every single line of your document out loud.
Out loud. In my room.
Yes. When you read silently, your brain skips over awkward phrases.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
My eyes just jump forward.
We all do. But when you speak, you hear the rhythm of the words. You must ask yourself, is this true? Did I really do this? Does this sound like me?
Right.
If you stumble over a sentence or if it feels like you're acting in a play, rewrite it. It needs to sound like your natural voice.
That is very good advice.
Okay.
If you cannot say it comfortably in your living room, you certainly cannot say it comfortably in a job interview.
Exactly.
I want to shift gears now to our practical checklist. We have talked about the philosophy of writing, but there are also some technical logistics.
The nuts and bolts of sending the application.
Yes. For example, file formats. This is a classic debate. PDF or Word document?
It is a classic debate. Years ago, we said send a Word document because the old reading software couldn't read PDFs.
And today?
Today, that has changed. Usually, a PDF is the best choice because it locks your formatting.
It stays the same.
Yes. It ensures the recruiter sees exactly what you see. However, there's a catch.
There's always a catch. What do we need to check with the PDF?
You must check that the text is selectable.
Selectable. What does that mean?
Open your PDF on your computer. Try to click on a sentence and highlight it with your mouse, like you are going to copy and paste it.
Okay.
If you can highlight the individual words, you are safe. The robot can read it.
And if you cannot?
If you cannot highlight the words, if the whole page acts like a flat photograph, the system cannot read it.
Wow.
You will be rejected because your resume looks totally blank to the software.
That is such a small detail, but it could cost you the job. Text must be text, not an image.
Exactly.
Now let us talk about keywords. I hear this word all the time. Everyone says we need keywords.
Yes, they are important.
How do we use them without looking like we are cheating?
Keywords are essential, but they must be organic. These are the specific words found in the job description.
The advertisement.
Right. If the job asks for strategic planning, you should use the exact phrase, strategic planning. But simply making a list is not enough.
So I cannot just put a section at the bottom that says keywords, strategic planning, sales, leadership.
You can, but it is weak. The best strategy is to connect the keyword to a real example.
How do we do that?
Don't just list the skill. Describe a moment when you use that skill to solve a problem.
Like a short story.
Yes. Write something like, used strategic planning to launch a new product in 3 markets. Now you have the keyword and you have the proof.
Connect the word to the work. That makes perfect sense.
It proves your value.
I also want to ask about employment gaps. Many of our listeners might have taken a break, maybe to care for family or to study English, or perhaps they were just looking for work.
It is very common.
How do they handle employment gaps without looking bad?
This makes people very nervous, but the stigma is fading.
That is good to hear.
The best advice is to keep it simple. Use accurate dates. Do not try to hide the gap by changing the years.
Because they will find out.
Yes, that will be found out during background check. Focus your writing on your skills and your results. Do not write a long explanation or an apology for the time off.
So do not apologize. Focus on what you can do now.
Exactly. If you took a course during that time, list it. If you did volunteer work, list it, but keep the focus forward.
What about people who are changing careers? We have many listeners who might be teachers who want to work in business, or engineers moving into management.
That is a big step, but a common one. For career changers, the connection is everything.
Your connection.
You cannot rely on job titles because your old title doesn't match the new job. You need to write bullet points that connect your old experience to the new role using transferable skills.
Transferable skills. Can you give us an example?
Let us look at a teacher. A teacher manages a classroom of 30 students.
Yes, they do.
In a business setting, that is stakeholder management. A teacher plans lessons for the entire year. That is project planning and curriculum development.
Oh, I see.
You have the skills, you just need to translate the language from teacher to business.
That is very encouraging.
Yeah.
You're not starting from zero. You're just translating your value.
Exactly.
We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today in our deep dive. I want to slow down for a moment and look back at what we have learned.
That is a great idea. Let us review.
Do not let artificial intelligence be the author of your resume. Avoid hidden text or tricks because they damage trust. Use specific numbers and real examples to prove your skills. Always verify that every detail is entirely true.
That is a perfect summary. If you control the document, you control the interview.
Thank you. Now it is time for our vocabulary word tour.
My favorite part.
We have selected 10 key words from our discussion today. We will define them and give you an example sentence. Listen carefully to the pronunciation and the meaning.
We will take turns.
The first word is authenticity. Authenticity means being real and true. It means you are not fake or copied.
And here is an example sentence. I focus on authenticity, so each bullet point matches my real work. Our second word is detection. Detection is the act of discovering something that is hidden or obscure.
Here's an example. Some companies use detection tools, so I avoid generic AI phrases. The third word is eliminated. Eliminated means removed from consideration. It means you are out of the race.
For example, a resume can be eliminated early if it looks manipulated. The fourth word is credible. Credible means easy to believe and trustworthy.
Here's an example. I add credible numbers that my manager can confirm. The fifth word is consistent. Consistent means staying the same in quality or style over time.
For example, I keep a consistent tone across all my resume sections. Word number 6 is evidence. Evidence refers to the facts or information that proves something is true.
Here's an example. Each achievement includes evidence, like time, cost, or quality results. The seventh word is verified. Verified means checked for truth or accuracy.
For example, I list verified certifications and correct dates. Word number 8 is manipulated. Manipulated means changed artificially, often in a dishonest way.
Here's an example. I do not submit manipulated files with hidden text. The ninth word is screening. Screening is the process of checking applications to decide who to interview.
For example, automated screening often happens before a human review. And our final word is hand-rendered. Hand-rendered means made or edited by a person, not a machine.
Here's an example sentence. My final resume is hand-rendered with my own edits and my own facts. That's it for today. Remember, every minute you spend listening is a step closer to fluency. If you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe and join our learning community. Before you go, I have a challenge for you. Write one new word you learned today in the comment field below. I will see you at our next episode at SteadyStep English.